Polar Bear Christmas. In the long Arctic night, a young polar bear cub stood on a snowbank, wrapped in a red scarf to conserve heat. His eyes were fixed on a bright star above the undulating aurora borealis. The cold air was still, and the sky's deep blue hue contrasted with the snowy landscape. The cub wondered about the meaning of Christmas and whether that star held some special significance. Inside his dome-shaped igloo, the cub sat at a simple wooden table. Using a pencil clutched awkwardly in a paw, he wrote a list of preparations for a Christmas party. Above his head dangled garlands made from dried fish, shells and cardboard stars. He concentrated hard, his small tongue sticking out slightly, as he tried to remember whether he should bake more cookies or catch more fish. Later that evening, he went outside and belted out a rather unorthodox carol. His friend, a grey seal wearing a green woolen hat, and a puffin with a blue scarf joined him. Their laughter echoed across the snow as the cub improvised lyrics about fish and snowflakes. Musical notes seemed almost visible in the crisp air, while waves of green light danced overhead. The trio found a small fir tree and adorned it with whatever they could gather: dried fish, colourful shells, and paper ornaments. The cub attempted to place a large yellow star at the top, but his paws were clumsy. Each time he tried, the star slid off, causing his friends to laugh and offer suggestions that were more distracting than helpful. That night, the cub resolved to stay awake to meet Santa Claus. He prepared a plate of cookies and a steaming mug of cocoa, both positioned on a small table near his bed. Despite his determination, the rhythmic dripping of melting icicles and the warmth of the igloo made his eyelids heavy. At one point, his paw slipped into the cocoa, which momentarily startled him before he drifted back toward sleep. While the cub snored softly, an elderly man in a red suit tiptoed through the igloo's entrance. He carried a sack of wrapped gifts over his shoulder. When his boot met a stray fish decoration, he wobbled comically but regained his balance. He placed the gifts carefully, taking a moment to smile at the sleeping cub before disappearing into the night. Morning light filtered through the igloo's doorway. The cub awoke to find himself surrounded by colourful packages. On top lay a hand-drawn note depicting a cartoon bear in a Santa hat. His brow furrowed as he tried to interpret the drawing and the exclamation mark. He decided it meant that he should open the presents immediately. His friends arrived to help. The puffin unwrapped a pair of fish-patterned socks and giggled as he sniffed them. The seal pulled a floppy striped hat from his package and placed it over his green cap. The cub's own gift was a gleaming wooden sled painted blue and red. The three animals laughed at their mismatched attire and admired the sled's craftsmanship. At the top of a gentle hill, the cub grasped the handle, the seal positioned himself behind, and the puffin flapped excitedly at the rear. They glided down the slope, passing snow sculptures carved into the shape of polar bears. A spray of powdery snow marked each turn, and their laughter reverberated through the trees. As evening fell again, the friends gathered around a small campfire made from glowing ice blocks. They nibbled on cookies and watched ribbons of green light stretch across the sky. Their decorated tree stood nearby, and a wandering star drifted down to rest on its tip, completing the decoration. They all laughed at the serendipitous moment and agreed that this Christmas had been perfect. New bedtime stories every week. Subscribe to Dream Cloud Library so you never miss a dreamy adventure.